if seeking approval is such a natural human instinct, why does it so often leave us feeling empty? Why do so many people spend years chasing validation, only to discover that it never seems to be enough? The answer lies in a powerful psychological trap: the trap of comparison. Human beings naturally compare themselves to others. We compare our appearance, our achievements, our relationships, our careers, our lifestyles, even our happiness. From an evolutionary perspective, comparison helped our ancestors understand their position within a group. It provided useful information about status, cooperation, and survival. But in today's world, comparison has become endless. For the first time in history, millions of people can compare themselves to thousands of others every single day. Through screens, through social media, through carefully edited snapshots of other people's lives. The problem is not comparison itself. The problem is that we rarely compare reality to reality. We compare our behind-the-scenes struggles to someone else's highlight reel. We compare our doubts to their confidence, our failures to their successes, our ordinary moments to their extraordinary ones. And the result is often dissatisfaction. No matter how much we achieve, someone appears to have more. More success, more beauty, more money, more influence, more recognition. The finish line keeps moving, and validation remains just out of reach. This endless comparison creates another psychological challenge: the fear of judgment. Many people spend enormous amounts of energy managing how they are perceived. They carefully choose their words, hide parts of their personality, suppress their opinions, avoid taking risks, not because they lack ideas or ambition, but because they fear criticism. They fear rejection. They fear being misunderstood. Ironically, the more we seek universal approval, the less authentic we often become. And authenticity is one of the foundations of genuine confidence. Consider this for a moment. Every influential person in history has been criticized. Every artist, every inventor, every leader, every thinker, every creator. No matter how talented or respected they became, someone disagreed with them. Someone doubted them. Someone judged them. This reveals an important truth. Avoiding criticism is impossible. The moment you express yourself honestly, some people will approve. Others will not. And that is perfectly normal. Yet many people continue believing that confidence comes from eliminating criticism. It does not. Confidence comes from surviving criticism, from realizing that disapproval is not the same as danger, from understanding that another person's opinion does not determine your worth. This realization often becomes a turning point in personal growth, because it shifts the source of validation. Instead of constantly asking, "What do they think about me?" we begin asking, "What do I think about myself?" At first, this question can feel uncomfortable, because many people have spent years building their identity around external feedback. Teachers, parents, friends, employers, partners, society. The voice of others becomes louder than their own, and eventually, they lose touch with their internal compass. This is one reason the syndrome known as imposter syndrome has become so common. Even highly successful individuals often feel like frauds. They doubt their accomplishments, question their abilities, fear being exposed as inadequate, not because they lack competence, but because they have trained themselves to seek validation externally. And external validation is never completely reliable. There will always be another opinion, another expectation, another standard to meet. The search never ends. True self-esteem works differently. True self-esteem is not arrogance. It is not believing you are better than others. It is not demanding admiration. True self-esteem is the quiet confidence that your value does not disappear when someone disagrees with you. It is knowing that mistakes do not erase your worth. Failures do not define your identity. Criticism does not determine your value. And success is not required to justify your existence. This kind of confidence cannot be purchased. It cannot be gifted. It cannot be measured by numbers. It must be developed slowly, through self-respect, self-awareness, and self-acceptance. One decision at a time, one challenge at a time, one act of courage at a time. Imagine a tree growing in a forest. A tree does not ask nearby trees for permission to grow. It does not seek approval before extending its branches toward the sky. It simply grows according to its nature. Human beings often forget this lesson. We spend years waiting for permission, waiting for approval, waiting for validation, waiting for someone else to tell us we are enough. But perhaps the most important approval we will ever receive is the approval we give ourselves. Not because we are perfect, but because we are human, because we are learning, because we are growing, because we are worthy of compassion, even when we fall short. The truth is that freedom begins when validation is no longer your primary goal. When being understood becomes less important than being authentic. When being admired becomes less important than being honest. When being accepted by everyone becomes less important than accepting yourself. This does not mean relationships stop mattering. Human connection remains deeply important. Encouragement still feels good. Support still matters. Love still matters. But they become additions to your self-worth, not the source of it. And that changes everything. Because once your value comes from within, the opinions of others lose their power to control your emotional state. Praise becomes enjoyable, but not necessary. Criticism becomes informative, but not destructive. Rejection becomes disappointing, but not devastating. You remain grounded, stable, free. So if you often find yourself worrying about what others think, if you constantly seek reassurance, if you feel trapped by the need for approval, remember this. You were never meant to build your identity on the opinions of strangers. You were never meant to spend your life earning the right to feel worthy. Your value is not hidden in someone else's approval. It never was. And perhaps the moment you stop chasing validation is the moment you begin discovering who you truly are. Because the strongest confidence is not the belief that everyone will accept you. It is the knowledge that you can accept yourself, even when they do not. And perhaps that is where real freedom begins.